There's nothing better than great plugins that help to unlock the creative potential of your mixes. Meet United Plugins and their FireCobra, Hyperspace, and Royal Compressor. 3 new plugins you need to learn about. If you're ready to become United, then join me for this episode of I Don't Have a Band, right now. Welcome to episode 19 of I Don't Have a Band. The landscape of the audio plugins industry has changed so much over the last couple of years, as some of the largest developers began restructuring their price strategies for the home studio and hobby markets. From my perspective as a hobbyist and content creator, this opened me up to the amazing world of third-party plugins. As this burgeoning market was identified, it also created opportunities for newer companies to jump into the mix, so to speak. One of those new players is a company I'm featuring here today, United Plugins. They are a small cooperative of development teams that align to deliver high-performing quality audio plugins with full support for VST, AU, and AAX. I've got 3 plugins I'll be showing you today: a 60s-style vintage compressor by Sound Device Digital called the Royal Compressor, a random analog audio enhancer from FireSonic known as the FireCobra, and a really cool algorithmic reverb by JMG Sound called Hyperspace. There are a ton of uses for these plugins, but I gave them a good run and a few specific applications in line with my needs, just to get an idea of how well they perform and to see what they have to offer. They did secretly make their way into mixes of a couple of my recent videos, but since I was showcasing other products, we'll just have to keep that our little secret. Okay, let's get started with the Royal Compressor. Much in line with a vintage Verimove compressor, the Royal Compressor only has a few functions. You drive the compressor simply by increasing the input and attenuating the signal with the output. And you can adjust the recovery time. There is no attack adjustment, but you can select between 3 different models, each with different fixed attack speeds. Some modern features include an auto gain that automatically locks the output level to the input. It's a nice way to drive the compressor while automatically keeping your output level in check. And you can dial in saturation to taste. You can use the plugin simply to add warm saturation to your tracks with minimal compression. Nice feature. Here are a couple of settings I came up with for the drum bus. I used the level meter to ensure it wasn't just loudness I was hearing. I love how the Royal Compressor tightens up the bottom end and adds nice punch to the snare drum. Here are a couple examples of the Royal Compressor on bass. The bass was recorded direct through a hardware preamp, and the only plugin I have on the track is a bass amp sim. For this example, I'm driving the compressor really hard, so to compensate for the volume difference, I had to adjust the track's fader. So I duplicated the track. On the first one, the compressor is bypassed. I love driving my bass through this plugin. It delivers a ton of punch and natural sounding distortion. This is going to be a keeper in my bass chain. Make sure to stay tuned for Hyperspace. It may be one of the most unique and powerful reverbs to come out in a long time. That's coming up. But next, we have a plugin that delivers some analog goodness, the FireCobra. FireCobra is a very simple plugin with some complex algorithms under the hood. At its core, it's kind of an analog sound enhancer that is controlled by three main options. The plugin is designed to analyze the input signal and automatically enhance the output signal. It actually increases and attenuates different frequencies in the signal to generate an optimized output to help it find a better place in the overall mix. The main calculating is done by the plugin, but you can adjust the input and output levels, as well as intensify the effect and blend the result with the original signal to taste. The second component is smack. This allows you to dial some nice harmonic distortion into the signal. It's a great tool when you're looking for a little something extra to sit a track better in the mix. And the third component is analogize. Analogize? Not really sure how to pronounce that, but this allows you to dial in some warm tube saturation. Let's first listen to what this does on our drum track. Of course, still have the Royal Compressor on there, but let's see if we can take this up another notch with FireCobra. And let's see what it does on our bass track. I drove the settings pretty hard to see what I could come up with. I compared my setting to a couple of the presets. This is often a good way to see the developer's recommended settings. A big difference from what I did is the smack setting. While I drove it right to the top to get some definition in the top end, the presets recommended leaving it alone. So there is a bit to discover here for yourself. And finally, let's take a look at Hyperspace. I'm going to change gears a little bit to demonstrate Hyperspace. It was a little intimidating at first. When using reverb, I usually just choose a type, tweak a little, blend to taste, and go. With Hyperspace, you have some incredible design options at your fingertips. What got me over the first hump was discovering the incredible amount of presets that ship with the plugin, and they are all clearly organized by categories for instruments, room sizes, and effects. So you can simply pick a flavor, adjust the blend, and move on. Let's start there. Here's a simple drum loop. Let's cycle through a few presets to get a little taste for what Hyperspace has to offer. Now let's dig a little deeper into the plugin. It is divided into 5 main sections. The global section offers you basic wet, dry, and input-output settings. You can also roll the dice and see what the plugin offers up. The pink section lets you choose from 6 different reverb modes, and you have 2 XY pads to adjust. One adjusts the structure and values of the algorithm, while the other controls the character, which adjusts delay times and frequencies. The blue section controls your virtual space or room, which drives the heart of your reverb. The orange section offers 4 special effects that you can dial in to really customize your reverb. And the green section has 4 different processors to help you clean up the final effect. Reverbs can wash out your signal, so these tools give you a lot of cleanup options to make sure the reverb is just right for the track. Let's play around with the plugin in real time to see what type of reverb we can create for a clean guitar tone. There's just so much control here. It's going to be fun discovering different sounds as I get more comfortable with the plugin. Oh, I almost forgot. All of these plugins can do this. I still can't resize most of the third-party plugins I have from major developers. Thanks to United Plugins for giving our eyes some help. These 3 plugins are an incredibly strong initial offering for United Plugins. I'm a sucker for compressors and have purchased my share. The Royal Compressor easily stands up to some of the big boys on the market. Now, transparency is not for me. I love compressors that deliver color and can really drive a signal. The Royal Compressor is an absolute beast on drums and bass, and will certainly find other applications throughout your mixes. FireCobra. I love the simplicity of this plugin. It seems to have the extra little lift you need when you're just trying to nudge a track up in the mix. It has beautiful coloration and warmth to help you scrub out some of that digital harshness. And what's truly great about it is its simplicity. It does the heavy lifting and you just decide how much. And Hyperspace. The strength of this plugin is its versatility. For ease of use, it has a ton of presets that covers off everything from traditional to weird, and you can simply blend in as much as you want. However, if you love tweaking and shaping, you have enough control to virtually design your own library of reverbs. I can see this reverb really shining in sound design applications when customized effects are required. And without a doubt, it'll give you a whole new palette of textures and inspiration when creating music. I'm very impressed with these plugins, and they will definitely find a regular place in my mixes. I look forward to seeing what United Plugins delivers going forward. For more information on these plugins, please visit unitedplugins.com. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And please like, subscribe, and ring that bell to stay up to date. Remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. There are a lot of great musical projects you can do by yourself right from your own home. I hope to see you again next time.